The Panic of 1907. Before the Federal Reserve existed, the United States had no central bank to step in when things went wrong. In the fall of 1907, a failed attempt to corner the copper market triggered a chain reaction of bank runs across New York City. People rushed to pull their money out of banks and trust companies, and without any government safety net, the entire system teetered on collapse. It was the financier, J.P. Morgan, who personally organized a group of bankers to inject liquidity into the system and stop the bleeding. The crisis lasted only a few weeks, but it exposed how fragile the financial system truly was, and it directly led to the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. The Wall Street crash of 1929. Through the 1920s, the American stock market had been climbing at a pace that felt almost magical. Ordinary people were borrowing money to buy stocks, confident that prices would keep rising forever. When the market began to crack in late October 1929, it did not just dip. It fell apart over several days, wiping out billions of dollars in wealth. The crash alone did not cause the Great Depression, but it shattered confidence in banks, businesses, and the economy all at once. Unemployment eventually reached 25%. The ripple effects were felt across the world for an entire decade, reshaping how governments thought about regulating markets and protecting citizens. Black Monday, 1987. On October 19, 1987, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped more than 22% in a single day. It remains the largest single-day percentage drop in stock market history. What made it especially alarming was that no single piece of news caused it. A combination of computerized trading programs, all programmed to sell under similar conditions, created a feedback loop that accelerated the fall faster than any human could respond. Markets in Hong Kong, London, and Australia were also hit hard. The crash prompted regulators to introduce circuit breakers, which are automatic pauses in trading designed to slow things down before panic fully takes over. The dot-com crash, 2000. Throughout the late 1990s, investors poured money into any company with a website and a business plan. It did not seem to matter whether those companies were actually making money. The assumption was that the internet would change everything, and whoever got in early would win big. The NASDAQ index more than quadrupled between 1995 and 2000. Then the bubble burst. Companies that had never turned a profit began collapsing one by one. By 2002, the NASDAQ had fallen nearly 80% from its peak. Trillions of dollars in market value had simply vanished. Many of the businesses that survived, including Amazon, took years to recover their stock prices, and some never did. The global financial crisis, 2008. This one started not in the stock market, but in the housing market. For years, American banks had been issuing mortgages to borrowers who could not realistically afford them, then packaging those loans into complex financial products and selling them to investors around the world. When housing prices started falling and borrowers began defaulting, those products turned worthless almost overnight. Major financial institutions that had loaded up on them began to fail. Lehman Brothers, one of the oldest investment banks in the United States, collapsed entirely in September 2008. Stock markets around the world fell sharply. Credit froze. Unemployment surged. Governments spent hundreds of billions of dollars trying to stabilize the system, and the effects were still being felt years later. The flash crash, 2010. On May 6, 2010, the Dow Jones dropped nearly 1,000 points in a matter of minutes, then recovered most of that loss before the trading day ended. The whole event lasted roughly 36 minutes. A large automated trading order, combined with already thin market conditions, caused prices to spiral downward in a way that confused both machines and humans alike. Some stocks briefly traded for a penny. Others spiked to absurd highs. The flash crash did not cause a lasting economic downturn, but it raised serious questions about how much of the market was now controlled by algorithms and what would happen if those systems ever made a collective mistake on a much larger scale. The Chinese stock market crash, 2015. In the years leading up to 2015, China's stock market had surged dramatically, fueled heavily by retail investors borrowing money to buy shares. The government had encouraged stock ownership as a sign of national economic strength. When the market began falling in June 2015, it fell fast. Within a few weeks, Chinese stocks had lost around 30% of their value. The government responded with a series of aggressive interventions, banning large shareholders from selling, halting trading in thousands of stocks, and pumping money into the market. The episode revealed how quickly state-managed enthusiasm could transform into state-managed panic, and it sent tremors through global markets, already nervous about China's economic slowdown. The COVID-19 crash, 2020. When the coronavirus began spreading beyond China in February 2020, financial markets initially shrugged it off. Then reality set in. In late February and through March, global stock markets experienced one of the fastest collapses ever recorded. The Dow Jones fell more than 30% in roughly 5 weeks. Entire industries, travel, hospitality, entertainment, appeared to face an existential threat almost overnight. What followed was equally remarkable. Central banks and governments around the world unleashed unprecedented amounts of stimulus, and stock markets recovered faster than almost anyone predicted. By the end of 2020, major indexes had not just recovered, but hit new all-time highs, even as the real-world economy was still deeply wounded. The crypto crash, 2022. After years of extraordinary growth, the cryptocurrency market collapsed sharply throughout 2022. Bitcoin fell from a peak of nearly $68,000 in late 2021 to below $17,000 by the end of 2022. The broader crypto market lost more than $2 trillion in total value. Several major players in the space collapsed entirely, including the exchange FTX, whose founder was later charged with fraud. Rising interest rates made speculative assets less attractive globally, and a general loss of confidence spread through the market. The crash was a reminder that assets with no underlying earnings or physical value can lose the majority of their worth very quickly when sentiment shifts.